Hey everyone, yeah, as you can see I'm getting ready now. Just got out of the shower, so I'm getting ready to go to work. Gotta do 8:30 to 5 today. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. May not be may not be busy. I mean, it wasn't too busy yesterday, so who knows what's gonna happen. Uh, but I wanted to talk about something now. As some of you may or may not know, I'm one of the subscribers to Playfur Cinema here on YouTube. And in case you guys don't know, it's basically a more furry, if you're a furry fan, it's more of a furry-centric channel, basically where the person talks about a lot of furry stuff, especially the female persuasion, if you will. He's got several sections on there that talk about that profile furry females. Talked about one of his recent ones was how many girlfriends or girls that Sonic had, basically, the comics and whatnot, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just, he's got all sorts of things there. But one thing he talked about, and he's got another section he started recently called Gone with the Fur. And one section, one of his episodes was where he was talking about Zootopia. Now, Zootopia, in case some of you guys don't know, is the next Disney movie coming out in March of next year, or at least the spring of next year. And yeah, just checking on my dog there. And it looks very interesting. It's very unique. Basically, the premise that I can understand is it sort of takes place in a zoo, but it's a zoo that's kind of like the civilization. I don't know how it is, but it's sort of it's like a zoo environment that I can't really say, but basically it's a civilization like ours, except there's no humans. And basically the I mean, they even said it in the trailer, anthropomorphic characters. Beings with human traits. And when I first heard about this, and then finally saw the trailer, I was like, this looks really interesting. And of course, there's a lot of furry fans out there, with all respect. Which of course I'm part of the community, the Furfinian and stuff like that, that are looking forward to this because this to them is their movie. This to them is their movie. Now, he did kind of mention how I think he kind of talks down a little bit to the furry community, maybe. How they feel kind of insulted. I don't think that does. It's just more, I mean, let's be honest. Sure, there's going to be people at Disney that probably know about the furry community. There's no getting around that, but I think it's more along the lines of this is just another idea by Disney to explore an avenue that has been explored before, but not to this extent. I mean, we've seen movies where they have featured anthropomorphic characters. We've seen movies like Robin Hood. We've seen movies like Robin Hood pretty much stands out to me as one of the main ones. Trying to think what else. You could look at some of the Mickey Mouse shorts and stuff like that, as sort of being in that vein. And yeah, stuff like that. And to me, though, this is like the first real one was just straight anthropomorphic. It's it's not human or anything. When you take a look at Frozen, Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph, like I said, you take a look at Big Hero 6, Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Tangled, Princess and the Frog. None of them, except for maybe Winnie the Pooh, are anthropomorphic. Except for the difference on Winnie the Pooh is it's more based around the Christopher Robin imagination. So, there's that. Anyways, as far as I'm concerned, You know, you can count Winnie the Pooh all you want. To me, as far as I know, I have to go back and look, it is the first full-length anthropomorphic uh, Disney classic, as they like to call it, or will be Disney classic, since Robin Hood. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Now, some people might say, well, Great Mouse Detective was in that category. So is Rescuers. Okay, I get that. I do. But they still existed in a human environment, if you catch my drift. This is more like no humans. So, that's how I look at it. Now, we don't really know much about the plot except for what's been told as synopsis, basically giving us an idea of what happens. Basically, the two characters, Judy Hopps, I think that's the girl bunny name, and the Nate character, which is the fox, have to team up. They basically become like reluctant partners. They got to team up and solve a mystery. They got to solve some kind of big mystery. Now, that's always, as far as I know, that's all we know about the movie. That's all we know about the movie. You know, we could speculate and everything about what Zootopia is going to really be, how it's going to play out and stuff, but we don't really know. I'm sure a lot of people, even I'll admit, even I've kind of looked at the fact that, you know, you can't put a male character with a female character and not have them become boyfriend and girlfriend, even if they're different species. Because guess what? It can happen. You know, you take a look at, and I know some people might say, well, wait a minute. She's small, he's big. How's that going to work? You seen Wreck-It Ralph? You seen how at the end, how Sergeant Calhoun and Felix got together? Did that answer your question? Yeah. And if you want to know anything about interspecies, take a look at Madagascar, the last two films. Yeah. There's your answer there. The point is, I'm pretty sure it's a strong possibility that Judy and Nate are going to get together in this movie. Or Nick, whatever his name is. That the two main characters, the female and the male, are going to get together. There is no doubt, in my opinion. But, you know, we could be surprised. We could get surprised. I mean, we could end up having a male bunny come in and a female fox come in, and that would be the love interest. There you go. We have the Nick and Judy characters already married off. We don't know. But yeah, speculation with Zootopia and exactly what's going to happen in it, how it's going to be handled, and most importantly, like I say, how it's going to be handled and stuff, and most importantly, if there's going to be any kind of romance in it, which, let's be honest, the last two Disney films didn't really have that much romance, except for Frozen, which focused on Anna and the romance Anna finally found with Christopherson. Okay, that was it. With Kristen, or whatever his name, or Christopherson. That's basically it. That's the only romance that was in the film, except maybe you want to be those controversial types that say, well, there was that sistery lesbian-like stuff between her and Elsa, and it's like, and yeah, you could take that to another room, if you will. But yeah, that was the only romance. I don't think there was any kind of romance, as far as I know, in Big Hero 6. So yeah, it wouldn't be uncommon not to see a Disney feature film or Disney classic, or soon-to-be classic, following that trend. You know, it wouldn't be anything new. So, do I think Zootopia may follow in that trend? Possibly. But again, we don't know. Maybe Disney will put, Judy and these two characters together. Judy and this Nick character, whatever his name is. Maybe they will put them together. We don't know. We don't really know. I mean, you take a look at Sonic the Hedgehog. You got as much as I'm a fan of Sally Acorn and Sonic himself, you got a hedgehog and a freaking squirrel chipmunk. What does that tell you? You got a coyote and a rabbit together. What does that tell you? You got an echidna and a bat possibly being shipped together at times. What does that tell you? You even have, according to some fans, you have a lynx and AI lynx being paired off with a young fox. I'm just saying, it's not uncommon. It's just something that we see happen a lot in media, especially when it comes to anthropomorphic characters. So, is it possible? Yeah, it is possible. Will it happen? Can't really say. All I know is that with Zootopia, we have something here that's very unique. To me, it's the first anthropomorphic, non-human feature film from Disney since Robin Hood. Officially, in my opinion, I could be wrong. And I think we're going to get something really good here. I really do. But again, what will happen and everything, it's all up to what we see when it comes out next year. Did we have romance in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out? No, we didn't. So, doesn't mean we have to, doesn't mean we will. But who knows? I know a lot of fans are expecting these two characters, this Nate Wilde and Judy Hopps, or Nick Wilde, whatever his name is, to get together. Even though they'll be partners. But you never know. So, we'll just have to wait and see what Disney does. And if they go that route, they go that route. If they don't, then hey, it might still be good. So, that's all I'm going to say on my thoughts on Zootopia. Check out Playfur Cinema, and that's all I'm going to say on that. And let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to you later.